Hey guys, Mark from Copper vs Glass. I'm going to be doing something slightly different today. I've been looking recently online at Samsung products, be it the S5 or the Tab 4, or just in general any Samsung device that's come out throughout 2014. And I've realised that there is so many products that Samsung has released just this year, and we're not even to the end of the year yet. So what we're going to be doing is just going over what they've brought out so far for 2014 and try and figure out what it is that Samsung are doing, because it seems as though with all the products that they've got, that they may actually just be hurting themselves in the long run, with people not being able to realise what they want to buy or not be able to figure out exactly what product they want for them just because they've got so many on the market. So let's take a look at what Samsung's done throughout 2014. First up, we have the newest trend in the tech world, the smartwatch. This is quite a new technology, with only companies like Sony and Pebble really making any progress. Then Samsung came along with the Galaxy Gear series. But in 2014 so far, Samsung have made more smartwatches than in the last 3 years combined. It started with 3 watches in April. We had the sequel to the original Gear, the Gear 2, then the little brother to the sequel, the Gear 2 Neo, which was the same as the Gear 2, minus some features like the camera that, let's be honest, not many people are using. Also in April came the Gear Fit, which was an even simpler version of the Gear line of watches and was mainly made to take on the Fitbit and the Nike Fuel Band, and mainly for fitness purposes as opposed to an actual smartwatch itself. Which then brings us to Google I/O 2014, where Samsung introduced the Gear Live, which will be running Google's own Android Wear software. Looking at this lineup, the Gear 2, the Gear 2 Neo and Fit, they all run Tizen, which is Samsung's own software that isn't Android. Then with the Gear Live being introduced, Samsung once again are using Android. I think they really need to make up their minds, and let's face it, the Android Wear interface is so much more better than the Samsung Tizen interface. Next is something that Samsung are becoming quite famous for, and is kind of a running joke in the tech community: tablets. Now don't get me wrong, Samsung have some great tablets out there, and there's no lack of choice, but with 3 8-inch tablets and going all the way up to 12-inch, is it too much? Well, we start with January, when Samsung introduced 3 tablets that were marketed to compete with the iPad and also kind of maybe even replace your laptop. This was the Tab Pro range. It started with the huge 12.2-inch tablet. This thing is massive and can in no way be used as a tablet, but more of a table. Then the more reasonably sized 10.1. This is the one you buy if any. It has great specs, and something compared to the iPad Air, it can actually live up to that. Lastly was the 8.4-inch, which was made to compete with the iPad mini and the Nexus 7 2013 edition, but let's be honest, the iPad and the Nexus 7 are pretty much the best tablets that you want to get if you're looking for that 7 to 8-inch tablet. If you want something that's running iOS, you go for the iPad mini. If you want something that's running Android, you can't go wrong with the Nexus. Moving on 4 months led us to the new Tab 4, which would replace the previous Tab range. This came in many sizes, again, like most Samsung tablets do. It has the same 10.1 of the Tab Pro, a similar 8-inch model, and the smallest of the Tab 4 series was the 7-inch, which in my opinion is the sweet spot for a tablet. It's easy to hold in one hand, and you don't need any accessories like keyboard, docks or anything like that to be able to use it comfortably. Not long after the revamped Tab 4, Samsung announced the Galaxy Tab S. Unlike other tablets on this list, the Tab S only came in 2 sizes, the 10.1 and the 7.0. The Tab S is basically a Tab 4 on steroids. It has the same screen from the Galaxy S5 with the AMOLED, but it's actually really good in terms of contrast and resolution. It's pretty much one of the best tablet screens you can get on the market at the moment. But like I say, there's a lot of tablets on this list, and some that you may want to get over others. So is Samsung eating into their own market? With the products so far on this list, you're able to easily pick one that is right for you. Whether it's a large screen tablet or a smaller screen tablet with a really nice screen, you've got the option to pick and choose exactly what is best for you. With phones, the lines become a little more blurred. In January of this year, Samsung announced the Galaxy Note 3 Neo. Now Samsung are the ones who started the phablet craze with the Note series, so why did they then go and make a small Note 3? Not many people can answer that question, and based on the sales of the Note 3 Neo, no one really cared. Next up in April, we have the flagship phone for 2014 from Samsung, the Samsung Galaxy S5. It had A-class specs with a great camera to match, but a lot of people saw it as a Galaxy S 4.5 as opposed to a 5. The S5 is water resistant and dust proof, which is a feature a lot of people seem to like. So it makes no sense for the next phone, which released at the end of the same month the S5 came out. the S5 Active. The Active has the same water resistance and dust proofing from the S5, but in a more rugged shell. When the S4 Active came out, it made sense as the S4 before it had no such properties. When it came to protection or waterproofing, the S4 just didn't have it, so it made sense for them to come out with a more ruggedized version for people. But with the S5 and the Active, the two are so closely matched, it really is bizarre. As with all Samsung flagships since the Galaxy S3, we then have the Galaxy S5 Mini released in June. Once again, this was the smaller S5 with lesser specs. I mean, why get the Mini with its lower res screen, not as great processor, when you can pay a little bit extra and get the full-blown version, the S5. Lastly, we have a phone not many of you will see, the S5 LTE or the S5 Prime. This phone is not the Galaxy F that's rumoured, it's just a beefed up S5. The main differences are that it bumps the resolution from 1080p to QHD, which means it's basically got a 2K display. The processor also gets an upgrade from the Snapdragon 801 to the 805. Now I'm not sure why this wasn't the Galaxy S5, whether it was time constraints or they weren't able to build them all in time. It's a bit unknown as to why this wasn't the original flagship that Samsung intended. With phones like the LG G3 and Oppo Find 7 coming out, it maybe is that Samsung are kind of thinking that they should have released this phone in the first place, as these other phones with better screens and now better processors may actually outsell the S5 that they've originally released. Which brings us right up to date for July of 2014. So like I say, we've still got 5 months left of the year, we've still got September, October time, and also the Christmas period for Samsung to bring out a load more products within that time. So we'll keep you guys updated and may even do another recap video at the end of the year to get a full year's worth of Samsung products and maybe compare it to another manufacturer like Apple, just to see exactly the difference in terms of the product range, the amount of products, and just in general how good they are. If you did enjoy this video or you've got any thoughts or comments that you want to say to myself, then leave them down in the comments below, or you can catch me on Twitter at Copper vs Glass or personally at Cab from 1989. I'm Michael from Copper vs Glass. This has been a quick look back on Samsung throughout the year of 2014 so far, and I will catch you guys in the next video.